What's up guys, I'm Chris and you're at FlyRyde, where you're gonna learn more about the installs and the tech behind custom automotive lighting. On the channel we talk all about building custom headlights and taillights, and we show you behind the scenes as we hook up some of your favorite YouTubers' custom lighting setups. Now I'm gonna take you back in time. We're gonna go to the old shop before we moved here. I shot a bunch of footage specifically showing how to modify profile pivot switchback LED strips. They're super bright. We use them everywhere we possibly can. I'm gonna show you my little tips, the things that will void your warranty, but it will give you a cool outcome if you pull it off right. So good luck to you, and I will do my best to make this as consumable and easy to replicate as possible.
All right, I'm gonna open up the box. This is what it looks like when you get the order from Profile. Each different strip has its own box, so you end up with lots of cardboard and little inside packing stuff. As far as like a product review goes, it's fancy, it's nice, you know? I mean, it's got, check out all this stuff. Nice big long 24-inch strip. It's got the driver, T-tap or turn signal feature that we're just gonna actually hardwire in. Anyway, so here is our fancy stuff, and I'm throwing it away. I have a modified setup here on the bench right now. I'm just gonna go with one right out of the box, turn it on. It's gonna plug in the driver. It actually says, this is nice too, it says do not bypass, and it also says that it's size specific. So if you power up, say, a 12-inch strip with a 24-inch strip driver, it's gonna be too much power. And vice versa, if you try to power up too big of a strip with a smaller driver, it's just not gonna be as bright as it should be. One nice feature that they've changed over time, if you look at this strip, the second that it sees power, turns on, which means if you hook it up to a strobe controller or any kind of a remote control, you can just see that instant response. This is the part that is gonna get some people into trouble, because you're gonna modify these things and you're gonna do it in a way so that it's more custom to what you need, but it's gonna void your warranty. So just know that ahead of time. Anything that you do after this point, it's on you if you screw up, but it's also nice to have spare parts. God knows I've messed up a million times. We've got a lot of extra parts in case we ever need them. And you can always order things like spare drivers and stuff like that. You're not on your own if you screw up, which you probably will at some point, because I have, so. You're probably human just like me. You're gonna need a pair of scissors, that's it. And get some good ones that like at least have a nice squeeze where it's not gonna like pinch and turn sideways and mess up the LEDs. Because what you're gonna do next is take off the backing here and reveal all of the little section marks. So every 3 inches, you're gonna be able to see where you can cut these things. Let's see if I can put that in focus. See that? So every 3 inches, you're gonna have a section that you can cut, which means you can make a turn or a bend or change the shape. Now I know on the GTR, we're gonna do it in 3 different sections. So I'm just gonna come right here to the 6-inch line, and I'm gonna cut that. I am going to make my first cut, and I know I wanna have a 6-inch section, so I'm gonna skip the first one, go to the second line, and what I wanna do is line up the top of the scissors, and then I also want to put it way back so that I have the most amount of leverage so that it cuts right through. So I'm going to line that up and make sure that it's just perfectly covering the line. And drum roll. So it has to be nice and quick. So what you get, see that? You can actually even see a slight bend on the copper backing of it. Once these things are messed up, there's no fixing any of that. It's not like a typical circuit board that you can mess around with. The coating, same thing. If you mess up the coating, it's all over. So I'm gonna set this to the side. Now this has an adhesive, like, you know, sticky back to it. So I'm going to make sure that I don't let anything get on that. A nice little trick that I do is just to cut the original cover for it. And then I'm gonna cover all except the solder pads, because I'm gonna be using those in a second here. Right up to the solder pad. Oh, and Matt, if you're watching this and I'm teaching people how to mess up your products, I'm sorry. It just has to be done. Now I'm gonna go down to the 9-inch mark and cut that one. I'm gonna cut this and lay it back down on the section that does have the circuit board pads on the end.
If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe and hit that notification icon so you don't miss any uploads. So here is what the finished product looks like. This is after everything's been all the way installed. It looks insane bright, and it is. I mean, it's super bright. You can see just right here though, the upper little section isn't 100% lit, and with the diffuser on, it kind of spreads that light out a little bit more. Here you can kind of see where the two parts meet. You've got a straight 9-inch section here, the 6-inch section, and then another 9-inch section. This is before the actual diffuser goes on. See how it's lighting up now, the end, but it's not nearly as dark as if we don't have the diffuser on. It's a really, really good option for just kind of making a universal part work, making it fit. And then of course, when we do the turn signal, it's super cool. I mean, you can tell I don't have the thing fully on in place right there, but definitely a really, really cool way to get a lot more light output from this car. That's a pretty damn cool car. So I've got a customer right now that's actually a GTR owner, and he's got a Yukon, or I think it's actually a Chevy Tahoe. It's got some aftermarket lights on there. They have a little C shape inside of them, and they're just not bright at all during the day. That's the same exact way we're gonna do those for him. So it's not a GTR specific thing. It's not specific for any one type of car. It's a universal part, and when you cut it, you ruin your warranty. So you can thank me for that. If you feel like taking a universal part and cutting it and getting, you know, a cool effect out of it, but if anything goes wrong, then yeah, that can be my fault, but I just won't pay for it. You can at least use the knowledge that I put in this video to give it your best shot.
They're older drivers, which I have right here. There was a delay on these. So I hooked up power, it's not instantly coming on. Imagine that you have a strobe controller, and every time you see it like pulsing, it's not actually registering all of those pulses, because it takes a second for, see, like I'm tapping it together, but it's only coming on some of the time. If I increase faster, it's gonna actually respond better. If it goes tap, 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 and then it has a pause, tap, 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 and a pause. A lot of strobes do that kind of a setup. Nothing, right? Tap, 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 start working. Pretty annoying, weird stuff. The new profile pivot driver, that's instant. So we can have tap, 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 tap. Is that annoying? Seems annoying to say it. So anyway, that is the main difference with the drivers of instant on versus like a delay or a fade on.
Good luck. If you decide to take those strips and cut them, then let me know. Post up your progress or your struggles, the successes, whatever you come up with, and I would love to hear it and share it on our social. Give me a shout at FlyRyde on Instagram and tag me in any pictures that you post up, and then just let me know in the comments if you do that. That'd be dope.
My GTR guys that like this look and they want to take a chance and do it themselves and modify their own lights, we actually have a few guys that have reached out. They said they wanted to do that. I'm down. I'll send you the parts. So we're going to have kind of one of those like pre-made part, but if you screw it up, it's not our fault type of deal. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does, and I hope it helps. It's just kind of a weird little test I want to do. So if you are a GTR guy and you want to give it a shot to use these parts, then we will make that option on the new website, which, by the way, there's a new website. We're switching back to an old system that we used to use because it just ties in with all the cool bells and whistles online now. So I'll link it up in the card right up there, and you guys can click on that. You can get some more information on it. Anyway, if you found any value, definitely smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.